and welcome to the Procrastinarium. My name is Jan, and today we're playing Evil Genius on what I have dubbed Evil Saturdays. Because Saturdays did not have a video coming up, except for an exception last week when there was a little bonus video for the adventure map, but Saturdays didn't come a video, and it's the weekend, and I know you guys like to watch videos, so I'm doing a new game. I'm doing Evil Genius, which is a game that came out quite a while ago, and it was a really fun game to play when it came out, and I recently found it on Good Old Games and got it, and it's been really fun. I've been playing with a friend of mine. Basically, I called him up on Skype, started up the game, shared the screen, and we together invested in our evil empire, and it's a really fun game. So I decided to do a little let's play of it. I said, why not? One episode a week we'll do on a Saturday. And yeah, it gives a little bit of diversity to the channel. We're going to start a brand new game on easy difficulty. They get progressively harder, so once we finish this series we might go on to medium and then on to hard. We're not going to enable video hints because they're mostly annoying at this stage in the game. What they do is when you do something new, you get a little video explaining what you did and how it works. It's basically a tutorial within the game. We're going to start on easy, and now we're going to take a look at our evil geniuses. I'm going to read to you what it says here on the screen because it's interesting. I'm also going to read off the wiki because it gives some character background, and I think it's interesting to have some character background, don't you? It makes you a little bit more invested in the character. So Maximilian is short, bad-tempered, and utterly insane. He is fabulously wealthy industrialist. His ambition is to conquer the world through advanced research and technological supremacy. He was raised in rural Austria by foster parents. Maximilian did not have the happiest of childhoods. Already the bully's favorite because of his stockiness and squint, the young Maximilian became even more isolated from his peers when he developed chronic stress-related alopecia after a weekend-long ritual beating from his foster father, incurred for the crime of looking at him askewed. Such early setbacks might have deterred lesser men, but it only made Maximilian stronger, and he went on to found an extremely lucrative empire, fueled by a desire to prove his worth to the world. Yet even with his riches, Maximilian found himself rejected by his friends and beautiful woman he thought he could buy. Spurned once more, he turned to misanthropy and began to plot his revenge. If he could not make the world like him, he would have to make the world fear him. He's basically the evil, well, technically Austrian, but the classical evil genius, more or less. Has a little German accent, is Austrian, which Austrian-Germany, quite close. It's kind of the classical evil genius. He has some differences from other evil geniuses. They all differ from each other. The difference for Maximilian is that he's supposed to give a reduction to cash incentive during the research process, but it doesn't really happen in the game. It's strange. He also got his own henchman, Jubei. I think it's pronounced Jubei, hopefully, or Hubei. I don't know. His Maximilian's aura is average sized, gives average recovery capabilities. When he executes a minion, nearby minions get a stat boost of 5. His execution weapon is a handgun. He basically calls the minion over and shoots him in the head. Now, the next evil genius is Alexis. I like playing as Alexis. I've been playing as Shen Yu when the game originally came out, but now I've been playing as Alexis. I quite like Alexis. Alexis, elegant and beautiful, you are the adorable multimillionaire heiress. Your beautiful countenance commands the utmost respect and loyalty from those who are fortunate enough to be chosen to be your minions. Alexis is, you know, it's strange because Maximilian is the classical German one. Alexis, I kind of think as the classical either English, but the way she looks kind of makes me more Russian. She was a Russian evil genius. That would have been epic. When Alexis's father died, bequeathing his multi-million-dollar fortune and media empire to her, it would have been easy for her to conform to the tradition young heiress template, frittering the money away on whining, dining, and generally living the high life. Despite being spoiled rotten, however, Alexis was also highly motivated and intelligent with a sharp awareness of the way the world works. Her hard work and piercing intelligence saw her take the helm of her father's media empire with aplomb, and general revenues soon quadruple under her shrewd leadership. However, Alexis was not without her vices. Years of being daddy's little princess gave her a colossal legal need for consideration. After a brief few years of contentment, the sociopathic praise she received from her lackeys in her company was no longer enough. Seeking a wider audience to worship her, she moved in front of the cameras and soon became America's darling, gaining widespread acclaim for her television and movie roles. All too soon, the glamour faded. Alexis wanted more. More adulation, more wealth, more power. Alexis wanted the world. Alexis's beautiful presence and alluring personality commands unswerving devotion from her minions. So apparently she's American. I don't know. I really want her to be. I really want her to be the strong Russian woman. She has an increased circle of influence, or an increased aura. It kind of changes, which means that minions are generally more loyal. Minion loyalty isn't drained as fast as usual. The generations of the stats is slowest from the three geniuses. But if you choose Alexis, her minion starts out as Eli Barracuda, who likes to serve a can of whoop-ass. And execution of a minion boosts nearby minion stats by 10. Her execution weapon is fire. The minion which Alexis chooses to be executed bursts into flames until he dies. She does this by igniting him with her cigarette. Interesting, but cringeworthy. The last evil genius is Shen Yu. Take control as Shen Yu. Mystical and inscrutable, you are the quixotic supercriminal turned special agent turned evil genius. Your powerful global networks of conspirators ensures you have hidden influence over the governments of the world. He seems like he's already the evil genius. The others you kind of have to work with, but this one, he just seems to already have power. Shamu's criminal career began on the streets of Hong Kong, and one of his street urchin peers could possibly have predicted that this humble pickpocketer would soon rise to become one of the most powerful criminal masterminds in the world. As a teenager, Shen Yu joined a local triad gang and quickly rose up the ranks. Despite his rapid elevation, he would never have risen any further were it not for a fortuitous encounter with a pair of Anvil agents. We'll talk about Anvil and other organizations later. Shen Yu was arrested immediately for his multiple homicides. They gave him a simple choice: be an Anvil mole or be executed. Anvil implanted a communications chip inside Shen Yu's brain so that they could spy on Triad activity, but they underestimated the resources of the Triad. After performing yet more brain surgery on him, the Triads were able to reverse the chip's wiring and access the operational systems of Anvil. Desperate to avoid more meddling with his grey matter, Shen Yu defected and used the knowledge his chip provided to build up his own criminal empire. With advanced knowledge of every move Anvil made, he was untouchable, and soon found himself in a position to bid for world domination. Shen Yu's nefarious international network of spies and conspirators are constantly at work, misdirecting information and gathering intelligence. If you play as Shen Yu, it takes a longer time for agents to arrive on the islands, and agents spend a smaller amount of time on your island. The henchman you start out with is Lord Kane. Shen's aura is the smallest of the three, but has the fastest stats boosting of all evil geniuses. Execution of minion boosts nearby minions stats by 7. Shen's execution weapon is a knife, which he thrusts into the minion that he is killing. But we are going to... I don't know. I'm not really sure who we should pick as our evil genius, but I'm kinda, in this game, leaning towards Shen Yu just because I'm playing Alexis in the single player game with a mate of mine, and she's great, but I don't know, Shen Yu, he sounds kinda interesting. Kinda deterring agents all around, that's good. Deterring agents is always good. So we're going to go as Shen Yu. Gloating over a captured character will increase your notoriety by a small amount. And he has black nail polish, that's interesting. And a diamond in his forehead. Actually, it's not a diamond, it's green. I don't know what it is. An emerald? Emeralds are green, I think. There was a little cutscene. That's it. We have Lord Kane. We are going to quickly take a look at the... Yes, yes, okay. I know what we have to do. Let's look at Lord Kane.
Weapons in your arsenal.
This is what the video hints at, by the way.
All henchmen have 3 special abilities. They all...
Lord Kane is actually quite good. He's, interesting, to say the least. We're going to look at the objective just because it wants us to. We're not going to go completely by the objectives. We're gonna do a few other things. But do the objectives at the same time. Now, the first thing, the game... Actually, the scroll speed is a bit high, so we're going to fix that rather quick. I messed with it a bit too much. It should be in controls, shouldn't it? Put it about here. Where it was, basically. I can return to the game. There we go. That's better. We're going to... We start off with a few minions. We start with 250,000. And a base entrance. Now, I do have a... We don't have it yet, but I do have an unofficial patch installed, which gives me the ability to build the hotel inside the mountain, so... Which is rather good, so... Otherwise it's really expensive. And we're going to be using that. That's the only thing that I kind of have installed. I have installed the official patch and the unofficial patch. But going to start out with building a few corridors. It gives you a sort of a build mode, I guess. We're going to build it slightly further out. I wish I could go one more up, but it has to be too wide, otherwise they can't go down it. And then we're going to build the corridor up here. Oops. Not that way. Nope. Gonna go that way. And build the corridor up here. Because our main evil layer is going to be far, far in the back of the base. But it shouldn't be that close to the entrance. So I done goofed. Gonna go a bit over here. Gonna leave a bit of space on this side. It's good to leave space. Gonna go up to here. Gonna leave that corridor in. It's gonna cost us 13,600. Things are not extremely expensive, but some things are still expensive. So we're gonna let them construct that. And gonna start work on the barracks, which we are going to plop down here. Like that. The beginning barracks. We're probably gonna have to build another one soon, so. Oops. There we go. Construct that. Immediately gonna shove in some standard doors. We don't want agents of justice to come in. And wait for them to start working. Now what they do is they take cash from my little vault over here, then go and buy stuff. Now here are some agents of justice. And no, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our dude, Lord Kane, and we're gonna go shoot them. And he can hardly be bothered. It's the way they talk is really interesting. I'll click on Shenyu in a second and you'll see. But because he can hardly be bothered, he's a smooth operator. He's slightly English, I think, and can't be bothered to do anything. Oh, I know this is broken. It says character name Lord Kane. I don't know why that is, but doesn't matter. The arch conspirator himself. We're gonna be able to watch him kill a few agents. Oh, kill the rest then. He's good at kicking people to death and punching them, which is kind of fun. Agents of Justice, when you see that little red line around the yellow one, it means they have achieved some sort. They found something. It presents heat. You see the corridor being built. That's what the explosions were for. We are going to check. We have the freezer already, but I didn't want to put the freezer in. Well, we're going to put the stronghold in first. Now this back area is gonna be all about our evil empire. So actually, we're going to build a bit more corridor first. Because that's what we do. We build corridor. To do that. And going to push it back here. This is now actually 3 wide. That's confusing. Do that then. And do it like that. Yeah, that will be good. And we'll put the vault in the freezer somewhere in here. We're going to build first a stronghold, which we'll build right here. We don't need too big of a stronghold. This is actually a bit too big, I think. But it will work. It will be good. And put in a briefcase rack. I think 1 is enough. And then we're going to put the freezer behind it, kind of hide it out. We don't need too big of a freezer at the moment. We can still expand it later if we want to. We need a door on that and a few freezer racks. What it does is the minions will then carry the body bags from our slain enemies in here and put them on the freezer racks. And then they will disappear. Otherwise, if you leave them where they are, if you leave them where they are, agents of justice will come and will find them and produce heat and then go report to their governments. They can then send better people to harm us, and we don't want to be harmed, do we? There we go. There we see the animation isn't the best, but it's a good game. It's still good. Blows up, creates a new room. These sounds are a bit stronger, but we are going to actually put another door, right? A standard door right about here, I think. The more doors, the more chances of stopping the agents of justice from coming into your base. So we're also going to purchase some bunk beds, which we are going to place ever so lovingly. I know they're all busy at the present time. 1, 2. Yes, yes, yes. I know they are. But we're gonna build a few bunk beds. We don't need too many just yet. We'll add a few later. Yes, yes, yes. We know, we know. But we do need locker rooms. Locker rooms increase the amount of minions you can have. So we're gonna shove a few in. And then take a look at the minion order screen, I guess. But we're gonna put several of these in. Shh. Yes, I know they're all busy. I get it, I get it. We're gonna put a lot of lockers in. We need a lot of lockers. We're going to look at the minion order screen. We can have 5 minions currently. The more locker rooms you have, the more minions you can have. Also, the more infamy you have, the more minions you can have. So we're gonna get it up to 5 so we can get some beginning construction going. A few episodes are gonna be construction because that's what this game entitles at the beginning before you can start doing things. We're also going to, after we get more minions, we're gonna send a few minions out to steal a few things for us so that we can get more money. And well, eventually we're gonna be able to look at the world screen. We can't at the moment because we're still building up our base and we don't have a control room, which I will build momentarily, but I want them to finish these things first. We're also going to build a hotel and it's gonna be somewhere around here, and it's gonna be slightly hidden, and it's gonna we'll figure out the hotel later. But I've also already put in enough space so that you can put in a cantina and staff room, I think it's called. But we don't have access to those yet. We're going to unlock more and more things in here. We just don't have them yet. The only thing left that we can build is a control room, and we're not going to build a control room just yet. I think our new minions have already arrived. The new minions, you get a new one every 60 seconds. This slider over here, you can spend money to get new minions. The more you spend, the quicker they arrive. The barracks is now built. And they've increased our minion level, so we're going to go up to 11. We're gonna get as many minions as we can. It will help us with construction, and it will also help us gain money later in the game. But that is basically it for the beginning of the game, for the first episode at least. The next episode is going to be slightly buildy as well. The entire series is a bit It's a bit tedious, things take a while, so it's a bit of a slower pace. But I'm quite fine with that, because I like a game where I do have to think, but not think too much. But that is it for this episode. If you like this episode, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below. And until next time, bye bye.